Hi. Checking in. Hello, good evening. I'm Sherilyn, or you can call me Cher. And my platform is called Share the Music. So it's nighttime here in Malaysia, and today is actually a public holiday. So if you can hear me well, please give me a like so that I know that you can hear me. It will be great if you can give me your thumbs ups so that I know you can hear me well. That will be most helpful to me. Hello, teacher Chu Kim. Hello. Okay, I had a very interesting topic tonight. It's very casual. I will be inviting my friend Kimberly Yong. She's actually a former colleague of mine, and we have been maintaining our wonderful friendship for the last 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. So I will be very happy and very honored to invite her on in a very short while. So tonight's topic will be about singing remotely. So if you are a vocal teacher, you're a vocal coach, you teach choir, you teach individual lessons, it will be great if you tune in, like this video, share it out to all your other teacher friends as well. I think there is something for everyone here, whether you teach vocal or not. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I will be bringing in Kimberly. She's a friend of mine, former colleague of mine, and she has a very interesting sharing tonight because she was still teaching the last few months, so she had this issue of teaching choir. So let me check on her. I think she's ready, and hang on, I need to be ready too as well. Yeah, I think everyone is ready. So Kimberly, if you are ready, you can join in. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Just now you mentioned has been 3 years. Time really flies, right?
Yeah, I was like, 3 years already, oh.
So hi
One.
everyone on Share the Music. So like what Sherilyn mentioned, we were former colleagues. So when I came in, she's like my senior music teacher lah. So although we are working in different branches, like we're under the same school but different branch, but then I'm the one that always go to Sherilyn, like Sherilyn, this one how like she's the one that always guide me lah, being like my first year in the school. And then when we move on with our lives, but then we still kept in touch, and we did quite a lot of fun things together.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is we kept in touch lah, and we are all in the Klang Valley. We're not too far away from each other actually. I think I think easily every other week we are always keeping in touch lah. Even after I left, yeah. So pretty much that way. So yeah, if those who are tuning in, if you are vocal teachers, please let us know in the comments whether you are vocal teachers or whether you teach singing in any form, or even if you are just teaching singing for oral lessons, for oral tests, that's fine too, because it will be great knowing we're gonna share experience basically about teaching singing or oral lessons, because I think we had this problem during the last few months, especially where internet is concerned and also audio quality is concerned, and how to teach. I think that the problem is how to teach, right? So it'll be great if anyone tuning in is, you can either give us a thumbs up or you can put it in a comment section, like where you're from, what you're teaching. That would be great so that we know who is the crowd out there. Yeah, and feel free to also share your comments in the comment section. Any thoughts about our sharing later, feel free to do that. So I'll just kickstart off this live chat with you, Kimberly. Maybe you talk a little bit more about what you're doing now, aside from what you're going to share with us later.
what am I doing now currently?
Yeah, are you still teaching at the school?
No, I'm no longer teaching in the school. I ended my contract with the school uh, last end of last month. So currently I'm freelancing. So I'm very newbie in freelancing. And yeah, and I'm also a church musician. That's what I'm currently doing now. Yeah, in
Okay.
terms of music.
Okay, in terms of music lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So great. We will talk a little bit more lah about what you're actually doing now later. Okay,
Later
but
on.
I think what everyone wants to hear is, about this singing remotely. So when I say remotely means it's through distance learning and it's through the internet, of course, through online tools like Zoom, Google, Meets.
Needs.
You were using something else, right, Kimberly?
Yeah, it's called WebEx, WEBEX, WebEx. So that's what my school used for all our online learnings.
Yeah, I think probably the reason why they use is because it's safer at that time.
Due to the Zoom security issue. So anyway, we didn't start using Zoom, so we just continue with WebEx.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hang on
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, so at that time I think you were sharing with me that you still had to continue teaching CCA. And
Yeah.
can you share with our viewers what CCA you were doing?
So CCA is what we call co-curricular activities. CCA happens once a week for an hour. And for CCA, I lead the primary choir and also the secondary choir. So for primary choir, we have students from year 1 up to year 6 all together in a CCA. So that's quite a wide age range there. So you have like the year ones who are very excited with the whole online learning thing, and then of course the year 6 are slightly more mature. And my other group will be the secondary students. So for secondary choir CCA, there are 6 of them. So a nice number to work with. Yeah.
How many were there in the primary one?
24 of them.
Wow.
So 24 of them online.
That's okay. I have to say it's a bit nuts. 34. 24. I can't imagine 24 students were so eager to sing. Oh, that's nuts.
So eager to
For
see
our
each
viewers,
other,
right?
and
Yeah, you can continue. Just continue. Yeah.
I think it's the line issue. So guys, please bear with us. Yeah, internet issues. Yeah, so same thing. When it comes to online learning, internet will be an issue, especially everyone is on the internet, and my students, because I teach in an international school, so most of them they have devices, but then it might be mobile devices like the handphone or iPad. So they will need to learn to handle the device, like where to place it and not like walk around with it. So we kind of have what I talk to them about is classroom management. Even online, we need to still manage the class. So I think that is one of the tricky part with online learning. No, I cannot attend to all 24 of them at the same time like we can do in physical lesson. So all of them will be muted. And then we do a lot of gestures. For example, are you ready for choir? Give me a thumbs up. So they'll all give you a thumbs up. So they like that kind of interaction. So although we can't have that before COVID, we will do like high five and all those physical movements with each other. Of course, like even now when they're already back in school, we have to maintain a safe distance lah. Yeah. So with online, that is the tricky part lah. Initially, it will take some time for them to get the hang of it because CCA only happens once a week.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But coming back to setting the house rules, right? Did you do it on your first online meet with them, or did you give textual or email instructions first?
For primary students, I think they learn best when I go through it with them. So we have like a run through, like everyone, I'm gonna mute all of you, but no worries, I'll be able to see you, you'll be able to hear me, but for now, I need everyone on mute. So I have the control to mute them all, and then we do the gesture. So like when I do, like we do some game, basically we gamify it, like thumbs up, like give me a big smile if you have a good day, give me a side thumb if you have a not so good day. So you give them some time to respond because of the lagging issue, the latency, and then we move on from there. Like I will talk to them, okay, what we're gonna do today, and then I encourage them to type in the chat as well. But of course, they will tend to be like all spammy and hi teacher Kimberly, hi Miss Kimberly, and all. So I will actually lock it up for a bit, and then until I need their response. Are you ready? Type a Y, or you're ready? Type an N, and you're not ready. Sorry, you type an N. So that kind of interaction is really new for me, even. So the first week is I implement the basics, which is eyes on me, eyes on you. I do the eyes on me, eyes on you. So although I can't hear them saying eyes on you, they'll be like,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. But I think with secondary, you don't have to do that lah, right?
yeah, secondary, I've two from year 7, two from year 9, two from year 10. So they're like they're quite independent. They know what to do or behave themselves during online lessons. CCA as well. And another thing is CCA happens at the end of the day. So that's the after the whole day of online lesson. Honestly, they are very tired lah with screen time and all. So I also try to get them to stand up, do some stretches. It looked a bit silly lah, but then like when I'm actually doing it with them as a teacher, and then they are encouraged to do it as well, and not to laugh at their. I mean, they can laugh at their friends, like have a good laugh, but I can't hear you laughing. Yeah, so we'll do like stretches and vocal warm ups.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When it comes to CCA, I mean, as far as I know, it's all usually after school hours. Is okay. Yeah. So if any of our viewers are teaching choir through, I mean, you're teaching online, but it's not the main. How to say? It's not part of the main timetable for your students. Maybe you are teaching choir as a co-curricular activity. Please share with us if you have that same experience, or you are still doing that at the moment. Yeah, because I think at least here in Malaysia lah, we like yourself, you were employed as a full-time general music teacher at that time, so you were also allocated to teach choir CCA. So maybe some of our viewers have different experiences, and I wonder if any of our viewers have to implement this kind of like house rule kind of thing for the first session for your online lesson. Feel free to share with us, because I don't think we have many friends in similar situations, or that we can actually share this kind of experiences. I mean, personally, I have been freelancing for the last 2 years, so I'm a bit out of touch with all this. But I think it's interesting to know how other music educators are dealing with this. Yeah. So one of the first things you did was putting house rules for your online choir sessions. So subsequently, what kind of activities did you do aside from doing gestures, and also where does the singing part come in, or did you do it much later?
The singing part, because we were actually preparing for our drama production, which is supposed to happen in August, like physical concert and all that. And but obviously it has to be cancelled. But the students, they have been practicing really hard. And actually there was a gap in between. I forgot whether like we didn't jump straight into CCA. Like we went with the usual online learning before the CCA. So there is quite a gap there. So to get them to refresh their memory on the songs that we learn, and also to keep their spirits up lah, because everything is so new. The whole being at home, they will tell me that they want to go out, and then sometimes teaching them is not just teaching them the knowledge, but also to understand how they feel and all, and also to say the right words. And so instead of saying that the drama production is cancelled, so we come up with a project which is a virtual choir. So I think all choir conductors or teachers, when they hear virtual choir, they have mixed emotions, mixed reaction with it. That was me initially, but it's really something to look forward to. I've never done it prior to this. So then I have to break the news to the students, saying that we're gonna do the virtual choir project instead. So that focus, the highlight was the virtual choir project, instead of the highlight being we have to cancel the drama production. Yeah. So then they still practice their line. So what we do is that I will encourage them to take turns to sing a line from the song. I know it's not the best way to do it, but it's what worked for my students, and they're very keen. It's like, okay, who wants to sing this next song? They'll be like, okay, so the house rules, the ground rules is that they cannot go like me, and type at the chat like me, all that kind of thing, spam me, just hands up, because like they can't put it all the way up because I won't be able to see their hands. And yeah, I do like all the funny things in front of them, so they get it, so they know to do this. And then I will unmute them, and then they will sing a line. And I'm actually surprised that they are okay to sing to each other. And then after their friends have sung the line, then they will give some encouragement, like it was okay, or keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, yeah. And then the virtual choir project, okay, let me talk more about it. Okay, the instruction part. So I have to like draft out what I require them to do, like place their mobile phones in a horizontal, like a landscape mode, and then to film themselves, and they will have to have their earphones on so they can hear the backing track. So I have to I actually work with another music teacher, Mr. Kenny, to in this project. So then he gave the backing track from I think it's a MIDI file, and then the students, they will record only their voices. Yeah. So then their voices and the videos as well.
But backing track a little bit, just now you mentioned that during the choir sessions, you get the students to take turns singing lines. That means they were singing it a cappella, or you shared the music as well? Like how did that happen?
How did that happen? They're actually singing a cappella. So we will go through the song together, like you can see their lips moving, but then I cannot hear them. So I think the main thing for me to unmute them like one by one, or they take turns, is that at least I get the tricky parts. Like I go through the tricky parts with them. Yeah.
So how do you assess their singing? Like, I mean, because of, you have to unmute them and all, and it's not in time, right? Because it's all a cappella. So, like, for example, if they're singing out of key, so how do you help them? Like, do you have an instrument?
Okay, so we will have usually we will play the backing track, and then we will sing together, that line together, pause it there. So they will actually sing the line before that. So it won't be out of key. It might be slightly out of tempo and all, but then it's a cappella. So I think I just want them to get used to the online singing. But actually the time frame for us to prepare for the virtual choir project is not a very long time. So we were like very focused. We know that we have to get our videos recorded in this particular date because editing has to happen. And at the end of it, instead of a drama production, we actually have like like a showcase where we invite all the students to be on the video conferencing platform, and then I will just present the final video to the whole school.
Okay, okay. So in other words, the part where you let them listen to the music first, then they sing after, is kind of like a echo kind of thing lah.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Okay, okay. Did you come up with this idea yourself, or you reference it from somewhere?
I
This
think the
method.
echo part is something we do even physically during in our physical lessons, especially when it comes to tricky part. Yeah, so we just focus on that one line, and then we have echo singing quite a fair bit lah. So I wouldn't say that it's my original idea or what, but somehow we do a lot of echo singing, even with warm-ups as well. We do a lot of echoing. That is for primary
Okay.
in particular.
Yeah, so I was thinking this method is for the primary students, I think. So how about the secondary students? Like, I know they are more independent, so do you do it differently with them?
Yes, definitely. So for the secondary students, actually also inspired by what my choir director. So I'm part of a choir group, which I will speak on that later on. That we will give them freedom. I gave them the freedom. So I lead the secondary choir with my colleague, Mr. Kenny. So we gave them the freedom to actually share their music that they are currently listening to, and they would record themselves. Uh, Audio recording, so they also touch a bit of like audio recording, and then they might want to use their GarageBand to record and all that kind of stuff. And then they would share their recording and also tell us why they choose the song. So it's more for them to shine individually. Because in a choir, we talk more about group singing and everyone singing together. But this, so for the secondary, when we did this project, it's more of what they want to sing, what message they want to tell, and yeah, so that is their project, which really surprises me, because it was a very open-ended like project, not so much of like point one, point two kind of guiding. Like compared
Yeah.
to the primary, I literally have to guide them. Although I send the same email to the secondary students as well, but for the project wise, they are a lot more independent. They know what music they wanna sing, and then they are able to manage the recording, audio recording themselves as well.
So you didn't have to teach them how to use GarageBand, or they already know how to do it?
I'm not sure if they already know how to do it, but I just basically tell them to record it and they figure themselves out. So which is great. I don't have to like hold their hand. So which is good for them to figure things out. I think that's the
Lucky you. Lucky you. In case any of our viewers don't know what we're talking about, GarageBand is actually a legacy software for Apple. It's digital audio workstation. It's basically a recording program for Apple products. So you can find it on Mac and iPad. Yeah. So yeah, it's good lah that you don't have to teach them, because I think if if that program can be quite tricky for students to use, if especially if they're not exposed to it. But I think maybe they're very resourceful, so they didn't have to ask your help much. Yeah. So these whole CCA sessions, right, for both primary and secondary, I mean, how long was this period? Like, did you have 4 sessions, like a month or 2 months? I mean, because earlier you mentioned CCA didn't start right away when this lockdown happened. By the way, for our viewers, our lockdown happened end of March. So yeah, I just want to know, when did CCA resume online for Kimberly?
I think the CCA actually it seems like a while ago, but I hope I am not wrong that we actually started in probably the end of second term or the beginning of third term, something along those lines.
Roughly which month?
April, April,
April.
April. I think April.
Yeah, because the lockdown was in in mid-March. Yeah, it was very close to the end of term already, I think. New term or new term. So actually it was quite a number of months, right? If let's say we start from mid-April, May, June, and July you were still there. So it's almost 3 months.
Mm,
Yeah, 3 months. So but then school resumed. School resumed towards July. End of
July.
end mid July or beginning of July. I also can't remember. See, we all lost our
Yeah,
sense
the
of
the time.
time.
Okay.
I know that school resumed sometime in July. So I think you were able to resume choir physically.
No, by
No,
that time choir
also ended.
all ended. Yeah, because it's the end of term already. And
End
then
of
because
term.
July it was technically like an extension of the term. Actually, I was actually wrong. The drama production was supposed to happen 3rd of July. So instead of that, we had like the online
The
thing.
virtual thing, yeah.
And then the virtual thing didn't just came to me like that. It actually took us some time to figure out what we want to do with the choir. So it's a lot like, should we do like projects? But in the end, we want to try the choir, and or the end result was actually the choir and the band. So we have a band to like put the videos together. So on the practice level, I think is still okay, but I think the post production part needed a lot of help, which I actually asked a friend, a very good friend, to help me with the video editing. Yeah.
Yeah, video editing. Yeah, because virtual choir, right? And yeah. So
Do
right.
you want to talk about the quality of the video that was sent to me?
Yeah, maybe you can share with us about that. Like, what was the end result like? The quality of the video work. Because you say your friend helped you to sync the video, right? So yeah, tell us about that.
And she only had like one evening to do it, so really props to her. And so the video, I gave out the notice probably like 2-3 weeks in advance. So it's like that's where 2-3 weeks. So you say if it's a 3 weeks, it's almost like quite a lot of time for them to record. But I also know that they are also busy with a lot of homework.
The
Yeah,
student,
and
yeah.
then screen time and all of that thing. So I actually have video submission even past the deadline, and on the day that my friend is video editing it, that night when we were like, okay, I think these are the footages that we were gonna use, then came a submission. And then I was like, it's very hard to say no lah. Like
Yeah.
for me to say no to a child who submitted the video, although it's late, yes, I could be like, okay, I don't think I need the his or her video, but I just want to put it in. Yeah, I'll be like, okay, we just put it in. So in terms of instruction, not all of them follow instruction in terms of like, I need it landscape mode, and also I just need to work with what I have, and not all of them did the full song, so I do not know where to like slot them in. So some of them, they appear for like a short while, and but then they were still happy that they appeared in the video. But behind that is a lot of editing, like
Tell,
choosing
tell
the
me about it.
videos, when to put this student, when to put that student, and hopefully it doesn't turn out that, oh, how come like this student has appeared on the screen for this amount of time, and this student appeared for a short time. So thankfully there's no question asked about it. I just told them that, you all know the video that you all sent to me, I just try to make the most out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of
And
them were like
how about the
portrait.
audio?
Oh, the
How about the
audio,
audio quality?
not the best, because it's like home recording, but
Yeah, yeah, and they were using their device, right? They don't have proper microphones and things like that.
yeah. For me, it's not about achieving perfection already. For me, it's their first time doing the virtual choir, my first time handling them in this online situation. So, just get it done. Of course, you want to put our best, like with the resources that we have. I mean, with the devices that we have, with the amount of time we have, and all that, and to put up a good virtual show for the school.
Yeah. And perhaps you can share with our viewers what equipment, since we're talking a bit about audio quality, right? What equipment did you use for your online lessons?
Okay, so for my online lessons, I have a USB condenser mic, so which I will plug into the MacBook provided by the school, and then I'll just use a normal webcam. The students are able to see me quite clearly, and also in terms of the audio quality from the condenser mic is pretty good as well. And so that worked for me, and of course I would need to have my earphones in so I can hear them clearly as well. But actually when it comes to non-singing times, like even with this normal microphone is good enough. Yeah, so just work with what I have.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't purposely buy the condenser mic. I
You already have it.
Yeah, I already had it, so I just use what I have. But if you ask me, will I purposely buy it? I think at that time, MCO, a lot of people went out to buy condenser mic. So I think it ran out of stock, especially the more affordable ones. But I actually did I bought a mic stand, a cheaper one. Yeah, just to hold up my condenser mic.
Yeah, that's important so that our equipment is stable.
And good lighting is important. So I was like sitting right in front of like light, or although it's maybe daytime, because I was teaching from home as well. So I still need to switch on the lights just to make sure that the students can see my face clearly.
I think aside from the choir, I believe even in your general music class, you also have to teach singing, right? So and I think the one of the biggest problems a lot of teachers have, I mean, in those who work in schools especially, they have to still assess the students. So maybe you can share with us how you assess your normal music lesson students.
For normal music lessons, I use this platform. It's called Seesaw. It's like an online portfolio where I can create an activity, and of course I invite all the students, because all our students, we have they have their own email address, as in school email address. So I invite them to the class, and then I will create an activity. So this activity is singing this particular piece in solfege, let's say, and then they will have to upload their videos. So they will upload it, and then from there it's like a mini social media. Like I can like, I can comment. So from there I actually can have like a portfolio of them. So when I have to type my report comments, I will base it off that video as well. So it's actually very helpful. Seesaw, as in SEESAW. So I would really recommend general music teacher or even piano teachers can make good use of the platform. It's free, but I think for the premium one, you have additional features, but I didn't spend money on the premium features. I just used what was free. Yeah.
So it was like it is some form of social media kind of thing, but for education purpose.
I would say it's an online portfolio.
Online portfolio, okay.
It's like a social media, as in only students that are invited in that class. So like, for example, in my year 3 class, all of them can see whoever has posted a video. They can like their video, they can comment their video.
I see. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I'm back teaching, group class, and then I can do all these things again, because I used to do all this kind of stuff, all these platforms thingy and all that. Yeah,
actually got this idea from music teachers I follow on Instagram. So I follow a lot of teachers from especially the US, and then they would be talking about Seesaw. So I think MCO is also for a time for me to try out new things. Yes, really trial and error. Things that might work for them might not work for me. Things might work for me, might not work for other people. So just try, and you'll be surprised what comes out of it.
Yeah. What do you think is the most challenging part about this whole situation teaching music online, whether is it teaching singing or teaching other things online? What was your biggest challenge you feel?
Uh, I think it's mindset for me. Is that it is the new normal. I cannot go back to I cannot teach the way I taught before the lockdown, and there's a lot of things that we cannot do. Actually, it's like we are used to the style of teaching and learning, and then when we are in a new situation, I think mindset is and also adapting to new changes. I won't say it's yeah, it is a challenge, but challenge accepted. And then we move on from there and try to make the best of the current situation, because learning still goes on. Music making still goes on. The students are engaged just in a different way. The teachers have to engage also in a different way. And also when I was introducing new things, for example, seesaw, I have to introduce it class by class. I think it's also for me when I try it out with, I think I tested it out with the older groups, I think year 6. And then in terms of giving instruction how to use it, and I improve from there. So if the year 6 could get it, okay, now I need to go to year 5 and year 4, the younger they are, I think the more specific, the more patient that I need to be with them, like in terms of giving them instructions and they trying out the platform. So a lot of patience as well, because it's a new thing for me as well as for them.
Yeah. Yeah, if our viewers resonate with what Kimberly say, right, I really agree with her about mindset. I think the biggest challenge during this time, this year, in fact, is the mindset. I think we have, for too long, we've taken granted, the things that we can do so easily. So, if you agree with that, our viewers who are watching in, give us a like, to show in agreement that mindset is very important this year. I think that's the biggest theme this year. Whatever we are doing, it's all about mindset. It's about the ability to adapt, right? The being adapt, and I think human beings are adaptable to anything. It's just whether we want to or not. It's a choice. Basically, I think ever since COVID-19 came about, I think people are more aware about making choices, making very important
Intentional.
choices, but intentional choices, because we realize that, wow, things that is so simple to us, can be taken away so easily. Just a simple act of singing, and now it's so difficult, and scientists around the world, they are researching about the airborne ability of this virus and how far it can travel in the air and things like that. I think it sounds quite scary actually when I'm reading all these articles. I'm not sure about whether, Kimberly, whether you read about this, but
I try to
I
shut
read about.
off.
Yeah, we try to shut out, right? But sometimes you can't help it, because it's part of our job to ensure that the students are learning in a safe environment. I think
Yes.
ultimately what we can learn from this is, we learn to adapt, change our mindset, and also learn how to cope with these kind of problems. And it's a health problem, it's a global problem. We all should be uh, we should be very aware lah, and also take it very seriously. Because of this one tiny thing that we can't see, it's affecting the whole performing arts. Okay, not just music, also the theater, film, everything that's related to performing arts is affected by this. People can't go and watch performances. Even our students, children can't, take part in live performances. We have to, get them to do it virtually, pre-recorded. It's, I cannot say it's a bad thing, because I also take part in that during this time in church worship. I also take part in that. There's good and bad. I think I'm not sure if you agree with me, Kimberly, but I think the whole pre-recorded situation kind of trained us to be better, maybe better at singing. I mean, did your students give you any feedback like, oh teacher, I had to, and I feel like I didn't do so well, so I keep, recording and things like that. Do you have that kind of feedback?
So I did ask them what they feel, going through the project, and then they did say that they will have to record a few times to get it right, or um, they have to practice before they actually record themselves, because they also have to take care of their facial expression and also their voice. And they are technically on their own recording. No one to tell them if they're doing it right or wrong until they send the video to me. Then I'll be able to know whether that take is a good take or not. And I think for the secondary students, they are able to tell that maybe the first time when they record their voice, they are surprised with how they sound, and then they practice a bit more and improve from there, and then they can tell the difference. So for them to also self-evaluate actually how they do with singing and recording their voice.
Yeah, I think I mean, if the student is interested enough, they will realize that they become a bit more self-critical, not in a bad way, but in a good sense that, oh, they realize that they can do better. So they re-record, they fix the way they sing, they fix the expression, or they even have to fix the device,
The placement,
the
is it too
placement,
high up or too low, too
yeah.
near, too far?
I think they learn to be more self-conscious. Yeah,
Aware?
they're more aware. Yeah, but I think they become more self-conscious in a good way, I guess, because there may be some people who feel, I'm not sure about students, but maybe adults. We are more self-conscious about how we look on camera. Do your students experience this, or because they are born into this whole selfie generation, so they are used to it?
I think they are also aware with how they look,
Aware.
and they would say that they look very serious when they are trying to focus on their lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good learning for them.
Yeah,
Need
yeah.
to reflect on their performance, because a lot of times maybe I would just give feedback directly, or they could hear themselves singing and they feedback on their sound or the voice that they produce. But then now they actually see their own recording, and then they might take a few takes before actually submitting it. So I think that itself is a learning. And also, dear parents who are on board, definitely for the primary students, I have parents helping out with the recording. And actually, during my choir CCA, I have some usually moms, they are actually beside their child. So they are also
Wow.
curious with how is choir going to be conducted online.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
initially, I think I was quite maybe careful with it, but it's not like I'm doing anything wrong in class. Just some silly vocal warm-ups and
Yeah.
actions and all, which I think they find it entertaining, so it's fine, and their children love it.
Yeah. I
It's
think
what we
that's good.
usually do in school. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parents get a glimpse of what actually
Yeah.
happens in music lessons and choir.
I think that's just like a real glimpse, because everyone is separated, everyone is distanced by this whole thing. So they get I mean, do you have parents who actually participate? Like, do you catch them participating in your lessons? Aside from making sure that their child is, doing what you're asking them to do.
Okay, so I have this story to tell. It actually happened with my nursery group. We're not talking about like choir, lah, but my general music class nursery, they are like 3 to 4 years old. So music class is around 9:20, which is actually quite early for them. So I have this mom that will be with her child, and then when the child is like looks sleepy, and all the mom will try to sing along, because we have a lot of call and response, call and answer song, like a greeting song and all, and then the mom will sing along. And I actually thank the mom for being so supportive and so participating as well. So it's
Yeah.
really nice to see parents support in that manner and not just give up when the child is
Yeah. Yeah.
feeling sleepy or not engaged, but the mom was able to um, support lah in like just be
Yeah.
by their side.
It's encouraging also lah. I think even for me, I did share with you. I was teaching this rather new piano student from my studio work. So I only met her twice physically just before the lockdown. And I was wondering, is the mom gonna allow her daughter to continue online lessons with me? I was also very surprised that she did continue, and in fact, the mom participated for throughout all the piano lessons. It was only half an hour because she's a beginner, 7 years old. So I see the mother also helping out, and the I think the bright side is the good thing was the mom actually have musical background. So that was a big bonus. Like, oh, the mom actually knows how to play piano. So there were times where I tried to put on the accompaniment music so that her daughter can follow.
Mm.
And sometimes it's very easy, the accompaniment, but because of internet connection, it was so bad. So the mom actually played the accompaniment for me on my
That's
behalf. I feel
nice.
like, oh, that's nice. I don't think
Like
many teachers have this kind of
mom
opportunity.
and daughter bonding time as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the student enjoy it as well lah, because not only got the teacher is communicating her, got mom to fuss over her also. Yeah.
I think it's a
Okay.
partnership when it comes to music
Yeah.
learning, teacher and
Yeah.
parent working together in
Yeah.
partnership for
Yeah.
the child's development and progress.
Definitely. Definitely. So would you say that having said all these sharing things, were you satisfied with your efforts, or do you feel like you could have done more, things like that, or something can be better?
I think there's always something that I can do better looking back, but at that point of time, given the other responsibilities and the time frame given, usual lessons to prepare, report comments to, I mean, we have to give them comments, grading them and all. I think I wouldn't actually change anything, not because of my efforts, but more on that the students really surprised me with what they can achieve even through the new learning format. So I'm actually very proud of my students for adapting to the new normal. It really encourages me and push me further to do my best or to do better for my students. Yeah.
Okay, that's yeah. It's so new, right, for all of us. Yeah. So I think that's one message to share with teachers is that because this whole situation is so new, don't beat ourselves up for it. Yeah, we're all in this together. So which comes to my next question actually. So what advice will you give teachers who are listening in?
I wouldn't say advice, but one thing I would like to share and also emphasize, I think in the beginning of our Facebook Live is that I have music teacher friend like Sherilyn. Like she's one of my music teacher friends that you are able to share issues that we face. I'm not sure whether it happens to other people or not like that you feel that you can't talk to another music teacher, maybe because of experience that people might think that you are asking something that is not supposed to be a question But I think for us, we are like, hey, Sherilyn, can you help me out with this? Or Sherilyn, I'm facing this issue, or what do you think? I think it goes both ways So I think finding community and supporting each other and also I think with my Instagram account where I follow other music teachers. Although I'm not like actively posting or anything, but just to look through their posts, and they are sharing tips and ideas and their thoughts, and I will usually repost it on my Insta story as well. It's very encouraging to see that there is actually community outside there. So whether or not we want to go to them or be part of that community lah. I think we all have to take the first step. We can't wait for people to reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely.
Reach out to people.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, community lah. I think, especially at the beginning of the lockdown, I remember we had such long conversation. I mean, even before the lockdown start, we already have this conversation about how are we going to deal with online teaching, and it's a constant conversation, and I would call it a positive environment lah, put it this way. I think it's very important for us teachers, especially in Malaysia. I'm not sure about other places, because here in Malaysia a lot of us are freelancers, freelance teachers. And of course there are also teachers with full-time jobs here in international school, like Kimberly. She was teaching at international school. So, but aside that, I also have a lot of freelance. We have a lot of freelance teacher friends. So there's this constant conversation about how we're gonna deal with this, or what equipment should we get, and
you have an ebook on it, Sherilyn.
Yeah, I had an ebook on it
as well. That's what inspired you, right?
I created an ebook eventually. Yeah, and it kickstarted a lot of things for me to start this platform, Share the Music. I help to, I try to offer her as much as I can, but I also conduct online workshops. And speaking of community, like what Kimberly mentioned, yes, there are also many community out there, online communities. But yeah, I'm also trying to start one of my own. So if anyone is interested, you can check out in the comment section or even in the video link. You can check it out later. Basically, my community is all about, it's called Music Teachers Meets Technology, so MTMT. So I'm launching this online community middle of next month, and it's basically for all music teachers out there who want to know more about how they can use certain tech tools for their online lessons. Not necessarily you have to be a vocal teacher, but I think it's for all, because I will cover quite a lot of tools for pitch, for rhythm, for composition, chords, scales, arpeggios, these kind of things. Maybe some kind of music integrated games. That means it's integrated with other subjects like arts and things like that, science even. And also, yeah, I also will share about some lesson feedback systems, how you can use very simple tools, how to do some lesson feedback, like what Kimberly mentioned earlier. It's quite similar, but I have a very specific method on doing it, and it's very simple, as well as reward systems, right? So all these tools I will share in this community, and you can have, and then once you sign up for it, you can have direct access to all the video tutorials that I will share. And I will also provide online teacher support, as well as live consultation. So I will conduct, I plan to conduct three live consultations a month. Yeah, that kind of thing. So for those teachers who are looking for professional learning online community, a professional learning group, and a one-stop resource center, check out MTMT, which I'm launching middle of next month. And I do have a special offer kind of thing, so you will want to check it out. So because I already have a group of teachers who are going to join, so it'll be great if more people can join as well. So it'll be a lifetime access community. Yeah. So my like I said, my focus is tech tools for music education. Yeah. So Kimberly, coming back to you.
Yes.
What is next? What is coming next for you?
So like as previously mentioned, I finished my contract with the international school. So currently I'm freelancing, mainly teaching piano at music center and students' home. I'm also exploring my other interests such as writing and digital marketing. So I think a lot of new things. Actually, I'm very curious about a lot of things. So I use this time to also explore my other interests. And actually, end of this month, I'll be performing with my the choir that I'm with. They are called Young KL Singers. Performing in KL Pack. It's called Young KL Singers or YKLS Live on Stage. So where the concert showcases individual performer or ensemble, and also we have a choir number as well, and I'll be hosting for that concert. So if you are interested to watch the concert, you can check out the event page. I think Sherilyn will put a link at the bottom.
Yeah, I just shared it. So it's a 4-day event next week, 27th to 30th. I will also be supporting the event. So I will see Kimberly, and hopefully, whoever's tuning in, hopefully you got a chance to join the event as well. But it's also a fundraising event.
Yes, it
right?
is a fundraising
Yeah.
event.
So we want to keep performing arts alive in Malaysia. So
we
please
need everyone's
yeah.
support to
Yeah.
revive the performing arts in Malaysia. We all need to do something about it.
Yeah, even as teachers, we teach, yes, but we also have to support this whole ecosystem of performing arts, not just education, but also the people who are professional performers. We need to support their work as well, because without them, who are our students going to look up to, right? Like those of our students who aspire to become musicians or singers or actors, they need to be exposed to such avenues, right? So I think we should support this kind of events locally, especially locally. Yeah, because if we can't survive locally, I don't know how how else we can do this. Yeah, so please check out the link about the cabaret series by Young KL Singers live next week. Yeah, so I think there's not much going on with our viewers. They are quietly listening. I can see
No questions for us.
no question for us. They're just quietly listening. So I hope those who are listening in, you have learned something new from Kimberly and a bit of sharing from my side. Yeah, so if you want to know more about Kimberly, please check out the video, the information in this video box. It comes with, all the information that we shared earlier. So check out Kimberly's Instagram, follow her if you will, because she does post quite interesting stuff every now and then.
I just repost. I repost stuff.
Yeah, repost things, and very resourceful because she follows a lot of teacher accounts, so it will be good to follow her. I might not be as active as her sometimes.
I think we use it for different purpose, and then it's fine.
Yeah, we have different purposes for our platform, so do follow her on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me as well on my Share the Music platform. If you're watching this, tuning in, please follow my platform, because I do invite special guests like this. Next month I do plan to invite another special friend. Yeah, we will talk more things about music education. And what else? Oh yeah, don't forget, if you would like to check out my new online community, MTMT, Music Teachers Meet Music Teacher Meet Technology. I'm still getting used to the name MTMT. So check it out. Perhaps you would like to join to upskill yourself on how you can get more lesson engagement, be more efficient in your lessons. It doesn't have to be for online, it can be for offline lessons as well. Aside from that, give yourself an edge in your lessons. You definitely, if you use technology more now in your lessons, you will be able to engage your students in a very different way, and I'll be able to help you in this community once you join it. And yes, don't forget to support our local arts. YKLS live on stage next week. So, thank you very much, Kimberly, for,
Thank you so much, Sherilyn.
yeah, for
I sometimes
joining.
forget that we are actually on like a Facebook Live. It feels like our usual Zoom call, just that we are slightly more dressed up.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like our usual Zoom call. Yeah, and
Yeah,
we will chat about like the recent things that we are going through in terms of music teaching and
yeah,
music learning,
yeah,
professional development.
correct. So, like, if any of our viewers out there is hearing this, I am open to collaboration, right? Just send me a message. Just send me a message, and we see how we can collaborate. I'm interested in collaborations because I think having a very robust support system is important. Yeah, and we need to, you know, expose people more to what music teachers actually do. I don't think many people know.
Even
Uh,
music teacher itself is like there's so many
yeah,
areas like music teacher, like we were general music teacher in
mm,
international school. You might have a music teacher who is teaching in government school or government schools, or they go
yeah,
in to teach CCA, or they
yeah,
are piano teachers or different instrumental
yeah,
teachers.
definitely. So we need all the help. The Beatles once sang, "Get a little help from my friends." So I think as peers in
We are
this,
all friends.
we're all friends. We should support each other, find ways to support each other. So I think that's very important. I think that's the one big message for tonight's sharing. The mindset. I think the change of mindset will trigger all this support that we are talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all for tonight's sharing. Thank you very much again to Kimberly for joining me.
Thank you
Hopefully
for
we
spending your public holiday evening.
yeah. I think everyone was enjoying themselves throughout the day. I was busy, not only with this, with other things as well. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank
See you
you.
soon physically.
Yes,
Soon next week. Yeah, I'll be
next
seeing you
week
next
at the
week.
show.
Yeah. So thank you to those who are tuned in. Thank you for staying this long. So if you like this session, please give it a thumbs up. Please share with your friends because in case you missed the beginning part, you wouldn't want to miss what Kimberly has shared about teaching remotely. I think there is something to learn there as well because I didn't have the experience of having to do that. Yeah, thank you very much. So good night and have a good rest. And good day to whoever's tuning from the other side of the world. Okay, so bye bye. Thank you, Kimberly.
Bye. Thank you.